Shalom Israel. First and foremost, I do want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh Bashmel Shai Bashim Kakadash. They're born to the apostles, and also great millstone for teaching us his truth, peace, and blessings to the whole plate of Israel. Yahweh is the name of the unfallen Hebrew, Bashim's name, and Yahweh Shai is the name of the begotten Son. Back on the lesson, and what's going to be another MOTB update. As you see right here in the background, I also have an article, going into this. Says U.S. government ends paper checks for federal payments on September 30th. Payments go electronic, and you see how everything is moving towards a digitized route, a digitized system, a digitized currency, which is going to be ran through that MOTB, which is the RFID CHIP. It's no coincidence in various things coming out, pretty much regarding. And I would say regarding the MOTB, I should say leading up to the MOTB. Seeing all these advancements, would you see these? Which I made a lesson going to these particular glasses where you're able to pretty much see a screen in front of you and all this stuff. You have Amazon One, where you're able to pay with the palm of your hand, and you're having this right here where they're ending, and doing away with paper checks and moving to digital. You also have this new system over there in the UK where pushing digital IDs, where you're able to work without having a digital ID. So you see the steps that are being taken, and ultimately what this is leading up to, which is the point I was wanting to make. But I do have an article, just read a little bit into it and get a couple scriptures, and that'll be the point. Especially as of late, many brothers have been making tons of lessons going into the MOTB. I made I want to say 2 recent lessons going to the Karagma, the MOTB, and it's going to show that's a spirit, and more things are popping up surrounding the the MOTB. So as prophets, this is our duty to prophesy, which prophesy means to say before. We're given that warning, and we're especially going to be speaking on it even more when it's happening, when it's taking place, and when prophecy is speaking, and we're dealing with all these various steps that you're seeing being taken. We'll be speaking on these things even more, because we're near the implementation of this MOTB, the Karagma, which this is what's all leading up to. But the ending paper check for Social Security is a huge mistake. I'm not sure why the text is overlaying with the text right there. Let's see. It says Trump administration will end paper check for numerous government programs, including Social Security and Supplementary Security Income (SSI). The following is a statement from Nancy Altman, President of Social Security Networks or Works. I'll probably use the last bit right here. Now it says this will be devastating for around 400,000 of the most disadvantaged Americans who receive Social Security and SSI. They are the only ones who currently have permission to receive paper checks. They were given that permission because they have no other option. Let's see. I'm going to read. It says they lack money to open bank accounts, maintain minimum balances, and pay bank fees. They may not have access to the internet. So further going to show more than what this is leading up to, dealing with these unrighteous decrees that you're going to see. Because right here it says they may not have access to the internet, and it's definitely going to be putting everything behind for lack of a better word, this paywall, which is going to be that having that MOTB, where you won't be able to access or won't be able to do anything without it. It says the Social Security Administration claims that those who need paper checks will still get them, but like all of the chaotic changes made over the last few months, we are asked to simply trust them. There's little to no guidance about how to ensure no disruptions, which in virtually every case would be devastating. But this is 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11, and it says, "Let Satan avenge us, for we are ignorant of his devices." So we see ultimately what this is leading up to, and what this devil's plans are. And if you have the eyes to see, you can clearly see what this is leading up to that direction that this is headed. Which you're seeing digital IDs heavily being pushed. You're having this now being pushed where they're doing away with paper checks. So you see everything moving digital. More stores are implementing more self-checkout aisles, and Costco, which used to have a physical membership, which I believe now they're pretty much have moved digitally. You have certain venues and stadiums not accepting cash, only cards. So it's crystal clear. This is Revelation 13:16 through 17, and called over small, great, rich, and poor, free, and bond to receive a mark in the right hand or in their foreheads. Verse 17, that no man might buy or sell save he had the mark or the name beast or the number of the name. So you see that word right there, the word mark. And it's also why it's important to look at the etymology of these words, going to the scriptures so you know what the scripture is talking about. That word mark in the Greek goes into the word charagma, which then goes to the word etch, scratch, showing you a physical mark. And this is also right here, or in their foreheads, which you see Elon Musk creating the Neuralink. Other companies, following suit, creating similar things. So that's verse 17. And then no man might buy or sell save he that the mark or the name beast or the number of the name. Very soon you won't be able to buy or sell without it. This is why you're going to end up having a lot of these Israelites that are buckling under that pressure and giving in. This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 9. It says, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders. So you're seeing these miracles. Now you're going to see miracles be performed on the left hand side through this technology. You can see all these promises that Elon Musk is making regarding the mark on the forehead, that people that are blind be able to see, people that are paralyzed be able to walk. And people are going to see the so-called benefits in receiving these things. Especially with this, doing away with paper checks and not needing to carry a piece of paper or whatever the case may be. You also have these particular apps where you're able to pretty much pre-buy things. Walk in this door and just walk right out with your items. And I remember seeing one video where you had this one Edomite was pretty much ecstatic about it. And you see how lazy these people are in Babylon the Great. So once they see something that is convenient and helps their so-called lavish lifestyle, they're gonna hop right along with it. Especially once that lifestyle is threatened if you don't take it. So showing you the times we're coming into. A few more scriptures, which it shouldn't be too long to listen to another update. A lot of things are happening. Revelation 2:10, it says, fear none of those things thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast you into prison, that ye may be tried. So they would be faced with persecution for not bowing down to this beast system, for standing stiffly and boldly for the Lord. So it's not going to be a walk in the park. But those that remain faithful and those that endure, the Lord gives us the strength and the spirit in order to endure these coming times. Ancient tribulation, 10 days, going to a certain period of time. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. So there's a reward and prize waiting for us if we endure. So Revelation 3:10, because I was kept through one of my patience, I also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which mainly we when the end will be presented in front of us, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. So everyone's going to be faced with that choice. And only one answer is correct. Now, Habakkuk 2:3, closing scripture. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. They will tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry, meaning it will not delay. These things will happen and will come to pass once again. But that's the point right there. Prophecy is speaking, and as we continue to see these things, we'll be speaking on it even more and more. Which doesn't sound like a broken record, but obviously we're going to be repeating it until it happens. But once the point was made, you don't want to drag it out. All was edifying to close out. Give all praise, all honor, all glory to Yahweh, Bashmel Shabbat Shem Kakadash. and Shalom. See you next one, Lord's will.